Now, torrential rains have killed more than 100 people across southern Africa, forcing mass evacuations as authorities warn that more severe weather may still lie ahead. Weeks of heavy rainfall have affected parts of South Africa, Mozambique and Zimbabwe, causing rivers to overflow, damaging infrastructure and cutting off several communities. Weather agencies across the region have issued fresh flood alerts. Mozambique has been the worst hit. The country's disaster management agency says at least 103 people have died since late last year during an unusual severe rainy season. Officials say the deaths were caused by flooding, lightning strikes, collapsing infrastructure, drowning and cholera outbreaks. The World Food Programme reports that more than 200,000 people have been affected in Mozambique, with thousands of homes damaged and tens of thousands displaced, worsening an already fragile humanitarian situation. To speak more on this devastating situation, I'm joined by Dr. Wilker, a global affairs analyst. Dr. Diaz, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Doctor, Southern Africa has experienced an unusually intense rainy season. Could you tell us what's driving this extreme weather?
So, good afternoon. We have experience on this type of the natural phenomenon, but I think the most part of the time the authorities don't find any solution to try to protect the people in time. I think 2 years ago we saw the same thing here in Buani in Maputo province. It's one example. 20 years ago we saw the same thing in Gaza. Shashai is the most affected province at this moment. We have a lot of people in the roof of the houses. We have the people on the trees at this moment. So for more, we have a most impact in Shilembeni, one district in the Gaza province. We have the same thing in Gija, in Shokwe, the most affected area. We have a lot of people, but we don't have enough boats, enough helicopters. But I think for now, the authorities try to do their best to try to save dead people at this moment. If you see the raining, it's not stopped raining right now. I think for the more 24 hours, we will see the same thing in the different areas in Mozambique, or with most impact in the south of our country. We received so many people who need to save by the authorities, but it's not easy at this moment, and dead people living one dramatic situation on the ground.
Doctor, were countries like South Africa, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe actually prepared for such widespread flooding?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
I'm asking if these countries were adequately prepared for the flooding. South Africa, Mozambique, where you're in, and also Zimbabwe. Were they adequately prepared for the flood?
No. If we look, for example, the videos.
Dr. Diaz, we seem to have lost your audio. We will try to reconnect.
Yes. Like I was said,
good.
It's not, our country is not prepared to this type of phenomena. For example, in particular, Mozambique is the most affected with a natural disaster, but during these years, we don't see any development to try to stop and protect that people, or remove, for example, from the most affected area. If you go to the center of Mozambique, we have Buzi. Buzi is one part of most affected area in the Sofala province, but we don't have any concrete thing to try to save that people or move that people for the other point. So I think we don't have enough elements to try to stop these phenomena or to try to protect the people in the local areas. The only thing we do is to try to have some action on the ground. And I think right now, the civil society in Mozambique in particular have one important thing to do to try to help the people. The authorities, yes, he helped the people, give some products and etc. But I think we need to do more what we see at this moment. South Africa, it's one example. If you go to Zimbabwe, it's another example for now.
Dr. Diaz, so how effective have the regional disaster management agencies been responding so far?
The National Disaster Institute tried to do their best, but you don't have enough boats, for example, to try to rescue dead people in the most critical areas. Don't have any plan, for example, to have more helicopters to try to save the people at this moment. And I think one more time on this type of things, we see the critical situation because we don't have capacity to prepare. The most part of the time, the authorities said we don't have enough money to work at this time. But I think we can use the youth, for example, to try to develop some apps or some other things in other partners, the different countries, to try to put more power on this type of action. We need to do more what we do at this moment.
All right, Dr. Diaz, thank you very much for joining us and giving us details about your location and the other countries that are suffering through this rainy season and the floods.